Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League. Fortunately, we've had a few issues this evening, but we're back, ready for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Firstly, we'd like to give credit and show our appreciation and respect to one of the most valued members of the F1 League racing community here on Xbox, SLR McKeon, or Callum McKeon, who unfortunately died. We feel very, very shocked. We want to wish love and prayers to his family, friends, and everyone that knew him here on Xbox. And a big shout out to Summit League Racing as well for introducing such a talented league racer to the Xbox roster. But, bem-vindo ao Grande Premio do Brasil, aqui ao Autódromo José Carlos Pache, no coração do São Paulo. Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League Brazilian Grand Prix live here in the heart of Sao Paulo. Bram, I'll ask you again, how are you feeling about Brazil? What can we expect from the drivers here today? Bruno P1 106.1. What can we expect here today?
Yeah, bom dia to everyone watching here. We're racing at Brazil today, very special place in our heart, especially in STB of course, which has a big history of Brazilian drivers. I'm really looking forward to the race today and I'm expecting a very, very, very exciting race.
Okay, I think we're having a few issues with the stream because it's not working on my end again. I don't know if is it working on your end, Bram, because it's not working on my end again.
It is. We've got 2 viewers at the moment, so I guess it's working. We're still having a bit of technical issues as we're
just trying to figure out
evening so
see
far.
if it's worked because it's not working on my end. Why is it? Sorry about my phone, guys. It's just going off. I'm just having a few technical difficulties here. So, Bram, sorry, just take us through the strategy and the timings of what we're seeing at the moment here in Brazil.
Yeah, I'm expecting a one-stop strategy. I don't expect anyone on the grid to make a 2-stop strategy unless there's of course a safety car. As for pole position, I'm expecting Bruno Wheel to get that pole position. He is on provisional pole right now on a 106.1, which is an absolutely rapid time for a banker lap. I think we'll be seeing times in the 105s today as we saw last season, if I am correct.
Yes.
PSR ZTX is also new. And
sorry, Bram, I can't confirm that all is up and running on the stream. Everyone can hear me, everyone can hear you. So let's go. Let's have a great Brazilian Grand Prix. P1's Bruno Will. Second is ZTX, we're going to call him. Third is Serat, back in the league tonight for his home race. I, gave him, the little, the question, do you want to race in Brazil? He went, oh, of course, it's Brazil. Tommy Real is in P4. He's a tier 2 driver, but he wants to race in Brazil. He's very good at this circuit, Bram. And who knows, he could well be a tier 1 challenger next season in F1 2021. Strong lap at the moment by Mercury, Bram. He's on a 6.6 banker. Let's see what he's going to do here at the José Carlos Pache. Down the straight then. Bram takes for a lap of Brazil.
Yeah, let's go on board with Mercury. He goes through the S2 Senna or Senna S, and he has already invalidated, so I guess we're gonna have to wait a bit on taking you through with us on a lap at Brazil. Bruno Will and C-Tex are on an outlap, as is Serat. Serat is gonna start his lap right now, so let's take you on board with Serat, reserve driver who's doing a one-off race here at Brazil today. Into Senna S, he brakes very late. He doesn't use a lot of outside curb, but he takes a bit of a more of a sweeping line through there. Down to turn 3. I think it's called Sina do Lago, if I am correct.
Yeah, the Sina do Lago.
Then through turn 4, quite an easy corner, 90 degree. Can be a bit hard on traction if you've got an oversteer setup, but he takes that very nicely indeed. Very committed so far. Keeps it in second. Up the hill for the 2 fast right-handers. He misses the apex slightly, which will compromise his lap time. Then through the most annoying corner on the track in my opinion. It's really hard to put the traction down there into hairpin number 2, my favorite corner on the track. Then through the fast left-hander
Using
and
a lot of curb on the
through-
inside there.
When he just clipped the curb on the final corner, Jun Sao, if I pronounced that correctly. You want to be avoiding that curb, but
He's in the pit lane.
didn't. And he's into the pits. Z-Tex coming through the middle sector now. He's 2/10 up on his timing. Is purple through the middle sector. Keeps it tight on the line and up to the line. Tight run up to the line, sorry. And it looked like a good final sector. Let's see what lap time he can put in. It's a 1:06.1, but it's not quick enough to pit Bruno Will for positional pole. Speaking of Bruno Will, he's up the line on a lap of himself. And he improves by half a tenth, but is still in the 1:06.1s. And Z-Tex and Bruno Will are in a class of their own at the moment in qualifying, Madi.
Well, I mean, don't count out here that. He's going to do well. But, yeah, Bruno Will has definitely done a great lap there. Watch out also for Jamham as well. He's going to be on a good one. Danny's pretty good at Brazil as well. When all these trucks hook the lap up, same with Eke as well. He's very good at Brazil. When they hook the lap up, we're going to see a very close qualifying.
Gilles Thijs goes P4 on a 1:06.4. Decent lap time from him there. We're seeing a lot of invalidations at the moment. Jamham, who has recently been on a streak of podiums, or I think his streak was broken at what track?
Mexico?
Nah, I think he's still on at Mexico. Yeah. Nah, he got a podium at Mexico. It was either Mexico or USA.
Well, he's had a great season
Well, he's
anyway.
had a lot of podiums.
Who's that, sorry? Did you say Jam?
Yeah, Jamham's had a lot of podiums.
A lot of podiums, but it just weren't good enough for the championship, unfortunately. Kevin, then. His home race, he's going to be loving this series result. Very bad.
And he makes a bit of a mistake.
Yeah.
And he's backed off, knowing that he's made that mistake there. Tommy Real is going to start a lap as well.
I wouldn't really say, Brad, that these drivers are like on it at the moment. They're not really showing great pace or great form.
Maybe it's just because you're way quicker compared to them than usual.
Yeah, I'm rapid.
But I kind of do agree though. They are not showing the best of pace at the moment. And they're invalidating a lot. This is on a lap though. He has shown great pace at the beginning of the season. I think he's picked up 2 or 3 podiums. And he's missed a couple of races in the middle, but he's back again for Brazil. He was back last week, didn't have a good race last week, but he'll be looking to make up for it today.
Definitely, so coming through here. This corner is very difficult because
when he's backed off mud, he's not using any ERS.
Yeah, to get the very difficult. You need good structure, good balance, because otherwise the car's gonna bottom out and you're gonna lose the back end. So, but anyway, Eke's time out now. Taking a wide entry into turn 1. Esto Senna. Fudacina da Lago.
And he's gonna pick up a tiny bit of slipstream from Bruno Will, who just exits the pits.
He's only gained a 10th having slipstream off Bruno Will.
Oh, and he's invalidated.
He's invalidated here.
Luckily at Brazil it's one of those tracks where you can do 2 runs in qualifying and get away with it. I mean 2 runs on the same tires in qualifying. You've got enough fuel to do that. So most drivers will be doing that, and I expect Eke to go for another flying lap after this lap.
So then, the drivers gearing up for their final runs here. I don't think he's done enough for that for P7. That's not a strong lap there from the Alfa Romeo, but he's going into P7. He's the first retiree of the session. Koki needs to try and get into, or Batson is trying to get into the 106s here. He's really struggling here. This is not the track that he actually kind of like. He doesn't vibe with this circuit. but we can expect him to do great things next week in Abu Dhabi. In the final race of the season. I mean,
Bruno's invalidated his final lap. I think he'll be able to go for another one, though. He's got enough time.
What currently watching Matty, Bram.
Matty, he's lost. Or
The only driver
the
to
pole
not,
fighters.
yeah, the driver not to be the
Oh,
106s here. So disappointing performance from the AlphaTauri at the moment. We're going to see if he's going to get a better second sector. He is, but not that far up really. We'll get a bit of a toe off the Red Bull of DJ Danny.
ZTX is half a tenth up on his time. If you can keep this up, he'll be on pole for tonight. He comes through the second sector.
Matty's just not on it.
Committed.
Matty's just not on it.
Looking like
He's
he's got a lot of grip. He's hooking the car up nicely. Ooh, gets a bit of a snap of oversteer, but it won't hinder his lap time too much. Compromises turning for that corner there. He looks up through the hairpin and he's throwing tiny bits of time away. He's gonna have to really nail it if he wants to beat Bruno Wheel. He's less than a tenth up. It will be close for pole, and he hasn't had a good final corner. I think he's not gonna get it, Maldi.
We go then.
Keeps it very tight up to the line.
Very, very tight line. Is this going to be pole position? Yes, it is. Right then, Bruno Will. Let's see what he's going to do. Bruno Will's going to take pole position for the second season in a row. Jules on that. Matching his second sector, matching his first sector, and he's invalidated. Sladge is going to go on a new lap time with Real. That's invalidated. Kevin is also on a lap, but he's backed out of it. Vies is on a lap. But we're going to keep an eye now, Bram, on BR Bruno Will. Is he going to take pole position here in Brazil? He's down in the first sector.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a big instant response from Bruno Will if he wants to get this pole. This is the lap to make it count, and he misses the apex on the first hairpin of the lap. He's looking like he's cracking under the pressure. He gets a very nice exit out of that corner. He misses the apex just like Z-Tex did there, but I think Bruno Will lost a lot more time by doing that. Through the second sector, Spady comes. He's 2,000.
He's purple.
Down. He's 2,000 down on his time, and it's gonna have to come down to this final sector. He only has to improve by 2/100ths of a second, Maddy. If he and he's into the pits, and he's just spoiled the
Bruno Will is not going to take pole position. Very disappointing times actually. Kaiki is also in the pit lane. Very disappointing times in Brazil. We'd expect quicker times.
Yeah, Maddy.
But yeah, he takes pole position here in Brazil. I believe his first race in STB. If not, he hasn't really done many before. Bruno Will then has been picked to pole. It's not a Brazilian Bram on pole position for the Brazilian Grand Prix. What a surprise.
Yeah. With the amount of Brazilians we've got, I would have put my money on a Brazilian on pole. That wasn't the case today, and it's ZTX on pole. I'm still struggling with that name.
I call him Z-Tex.
It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it, Madi? The X on the end. But Madi, can you take us through the grid order for the Grande Premio do Brasil tonight?
Pole position is Z-Tex. Position 2 is VRL Bruno Will. Sirat is 3rd. So he's 4th is Joel. 5th is Slazenja. 6th is Tommy Real. 7th, FXBRBC. 8th, Kevin. 9th, Dan Salza. 10th, LOS Mercury. 11th, fresh tyres for him will be Eke. 12th, Danny. 13th, Jamham. 14th, Kai Kim. 15th, Matty.
Yeah, Madi, Jamham all the way down in 13th. I think he's gonna try running no line today, which he hasn't done all season. And that would explain some of his lack of pace today. He'll have fresh tires for the start though, and if he can keep up his good race pace we've seen of him all season, it'll be all good, and he'll still be able to get some big points.
Definitely. So what can we expect, Bram? Do you think anyone's going to go on to a set of hards maybe? Do you think hards is a good compounder tyre? What we
Yeah, hards it's not far off the mediums. It's better at Brazil than at most tracks. But I still expect the drivers outside the top 10 to go onto those mediums. Maybe 1 or 2 on the hards. To gamble on a late safety car. And just to save those tires to go for it at the end on the softs. So yeah, I actually am expecting 1 or 2 drivers outside the top 10 to go on hards. It will be interesting to see, but we shall see.
Definitely. Those of you
Someone
join,
like Jamham would be going on hards.
Jam
So he knows he's got the pace. Oh, he's selected softs at the moment. That's interesting. Eke's on mediums. Eke's one to look out for. He's very, very, very quick at Brazil. He's not had a good qualifying, but he's on those fresh mediums. And I expect him to do some big damage to the guys in the points. Not literally, but just stealing those points positions away from them.
Okay, I'm just waiting for the drivers then. Here we go then, formation lap Bram. One driver that I definitely wouldn't have expected to even be, like, I know he's very bad at Brazil, but I wouldn't expect him to be last on the grid. Shirty Matty's had an absolute shocker qualifying here. Yeah, Bram, what do you take? What's your take on Matty? He's had a very horrid start to this Brazilian Grand Prix.
Yeah, he's just not had a good qualifying. He spun on his first lap and it just ruins your momentum. And at this track, you really have to be in the vibe, in the flow to get a good lap in. It's a very flowing circuit. If you get one corner wrong, the next one will be compromised, especially in the middle sector. And he's just not hooked it up today, has he, Maldi? All drivers outside the top 10 are on mediums though. So no one on hards, interestingly, but yeah, those mediums are a good race tire and they can easily make the one-stop work if they're fresh.
Definitely. I'm just looking then. Everyone outside the top 10 is on a set of mediums. Mercury's on a set of softs, so maybe he would have benefited a bit more from the alternate strategy. But I mean, Mercury, I think he'll be happy with even getting in the top 10 qualifying because he was moaning last week that he's not very good at Brazil.
Yeah, he said today he's found some pace, but it's not looking like it. It's not very quick in qualifying. P10 out of 15, which is not the best. I'd rather be P11.
Yeah.
Or P5.
Or
but he didn't
P1,
have the pace to go for that P5. Yeah.
Talking of P1. Z-Tex then coming to the line. Is he going to get a victory here in Brazil? Second is Bruno. Third is here. Fourth is Joel. He's going to have a cracker. Fifth, Volvo. Sixth, Tommy Real. Definitely show what he's been to on next season if he has the same pace next game. Seventh is VC. Eighth is BGR Kevin. Ninth is Dan Salza. 10th, LRS Mercury. 11th, AK. 12th, Danny. Jamham, Kaiki, and Matt. Bram, who's going to win?
I'm saying Serat Maldi. I'm going bold. Bruno Will and Z-Tex are definitely the favorites, but Serat at his home track, I think he'll take victory.
Serat, okay. Here we go then. Dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Luces. Right. Here we go. Bruno Will down into turn 1. Vamos down into turn 1. Bit of lag on the start here. But Bruno Will's going to go up the inside of Z-Tex. They come down into turn 1. Z-Tex going to go around the outside. Bram, is it lagging on your end? Because it's big lag at the moment. Quite a clean first two corners.
Is, Maldi.
But Bruno Will now in the slipstream of the Renault as they come down into the Sigo the Lago. And it's
and there's the Alfa Romeo sending it down the inside. I think he's made contact. There's a Ferrari off the track as well.
Up the inside, comes going to have overtake now on Jordan. They've made contact. Jules off the track. It's like 2009. Jules off the circuit. Mercury's gone as well.
Oh, there's a big crash at the back. Dambos is out of the session.
What has happened here in Brazil?
Torpedoed Dambos by going off track.
Crazy scenes, Brown. That's like 2009 in real life. Sector 2 yellow.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a Ferrari off the track. So Volvo's made a mistake.
Danger.
Has lost his front wing as well.
Crazy scenes here in Brazil, Brown. What happened? I didn't see it. All I saw was Joel off the circuit. Stands out of his home race.
Jules made contact going into turn 5. So the corner after the 90-degree left-hander slash Dervolva has given up on this race already. But yeah, Jules went off track going into turn 5. And like Fernando Alonso, oh, and there's a VSC on the track at the moment.
Yeah.
Like Fernando Alonso in 2009, he went across the grass and took Dambos with him while rejoining the track. Once
Crazy
the drivers were
scenes,
going
crazy.
through the fast right-hander of turn 6 and 7. And that was very unlucky for Dambos. I think Dambos was just minding his own business and he just got absolutely swiped by Jules Thijs. I'm not sure what happened to Mercury.
Yeah, what happened to
but
Mercury?
Jules
He
Thijs
was just
definitely the one.
Yeah, Joel had the initial
There's a
contact
racing
with
point.
Kevin, and then what happened to I'm confused. I actually don't know what happened to Mercury. I'm baffled.
Yeah, me neither, but he's lost, and that's what matters. Eke is looking quick. He's looking to make a move on Tommy Real, but he's a patient guy. I think he'll wait a bit before making a move. Not wasting too much ERS, but he has to stay within that DRS of Vizzy. Tommy Real is now 1.3 seconds behind, so he'll be an easy target. Eke is not going for it just yet. Tommy Real seems like he's defending quite harshly. Vizzy and Kevin, the two Brazilians, are on their own in the fight for P4, and we've got 4 Brazilians in the top 5 at the moment. Just not one in the lead.
So Brazilian fans are getting very, very happy here. But that is just wow. I don't know what to say. That was an incredible first lap here in Brazil.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one. It looked like they were all getting through lap 1 very cleanly indeed.
Yeah, I said that, and then it just kicked off down at the back. But then,
Yeah.
but Kevin and Joel weren't even in, back end of the field. They were up there.
Eke's going for a move on Tommy Real. Tommy Real's forced him off
P4,
track.
5.
But
anyway, Eke is through and past the Haas. He's up in the P6, and there you go. Next up is
Eke
VC.
was forced off the track there, Madi. He won't be happy with that. He's picked up a penalty because of it. He has to defend from Tommy Real now, but he manages to keep him behind.
Right then. Oh, and Bruno Wills made a mistake. No, he hasn't.
Oh.
No, he hasn't. It's lag. Bram, we're just waiting then for the drivers to get into this DRS activation point now. So it's all going to kick off now in the next few laps with the DRS.
And Tommy Real's not happy being behind Eke. He's only 2/10 behind coming into the final corner. He'll be looking to make a move with that DRS. Madi, can you keep an eye on Bruno Will making a move? On Z-Tex, will he make a move?
Nope.
No, he won't. So we're switching back to Tommy Real and Eke. Tommy Real stays patient.
Bruno's got down up the inside. What happened last season and kept tires off the circuit.
Wow. What happened there, Maldi?
I don't know. Danny was just up the inside, and the next minute Tommy's off the circuit, but Danny's up in the P7.
Oh, and Bruno Will is very close behind Z-Tex now. Only 2/10 separates the two drivers.
But he's going to get a lot of
front.
dirty air, Bruno Wills. That's going to have to tear up. Kevin looks to have lost a bit of time to the front runners.
Bruno's taking those different lines though to get rid of that dirty air. That's a very good tactic from him. Vizzy's looking quicker than Kevin Madi. He is right up his back. Kevin has struggled for pace in the second half of this season.
Here we go then, Bram.
Bruno's
It's
going
going
to
to
go for a
overtaking
move on
DRS then for
Z-Tex.
Bruno Wills. This is the time to pounce here. Z-Tex is not going to use his overtake. Is Bruno going to go for a move? No, Z-Tex goes defensive down into turn 1.
Oh, and they make contact, Maldi. Bruno Will hits the back of Z-Tex going into turn 1. I don't think he's got damage, but there was some definite contact. Bruno Will is now going to go for a move into turn 4. No, he is not.
Great ERS management here from Bruno Will as well. Great ERS management. Z-Tex now is going to be under pressure from the Mercedes.
Yes, Madi. And the top three are in a class of their own at the moment. They've already pulled out an almost 3-second gap to BGR Kevin in P4. Kevin and Vizi are not in the best of places as all the drivers behind them are on mediums, and if they manage to stay within, I'd say around 2 seconds of the Brazilians in P5 and 4, they'll be able to pass them at the end of the race. But I think Bruno was going for a move on Z-Tex once again. This time
In the slipstream.
he's got a lot more closing speed.
Z-Tex going to go to Spencer on the inside. Is this going to be the move for Bruno Will? Is this going to force him what? Z-Tex is going to... No, Z-Tex has been absolutely left for chips there. The RS is going to...
Z-Tex going to go for a move into turn 4 though. Yes, he is. Madi, he's got good closing speed, but he backs out of it.
He's going to have to follow Bruno Will round the second section. Dirty air.
And those two are showing some good battling at the moment here at Brazil.
So that looks to be closing in as well, but Mercury has just had... I don't know, Mercury... He always seems like Bram. Mercury... You know, he has great pace, and when he has the great pace, that's when he struggles, and that's when he's out.
Yeah, Madi, he's just not very good at handling pressure at the tracks. He's got great pace at, and he's in podium contention. He just always misses that extra bit of oh, and they're going side by side ahead. Hold on, Madi. I've got to break the conversation as Vizi gets past BGR Kevin for P4. As I was saying though, Mercury seems to lack that extra bit of driving skill.
Kevin's going to come back in the
competing for that
overtake mode. No, can't do it. Right, they're going to have to work together now to catch up to the front
Eke
three.
and Danny are going side by side though. Danny's got good pace and Danny's down the inside. Eke is not making it too difficult for him. I assume they're in the same party at the moment.
I'll tell you something. Danny's actually got very, very good pace at the moment on those mediums. Ham's coming then.
Matt is struggling though, as is Kaiki. When Eke's made a bit of a mistake, he's at some big oversteer through the exit of turn, I believe it's turn 10? The second hairpin, second right hand hairpin, and Jaman will be looking to go for a move on Eke on the main straight here. The curved main straight, the banked main straight, the best main straight on the F1 calendar in my opinion. Just going through those grandstands always looks amazing, especially when it rains.
Sorry. DJ Danny's got the gap to 3.1 seconds to Kevin.
Mother, you clown.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm sorry. What lap, Bram, can we expect the drivers to go to?
Around lap 14.
Lap 14.
14, 15, somewhere around there. I expect some of the drivers on softs to go for those hards, and some of the drivers on softs to go onto mediums. Depends on the level of tire wear you've got in the car.
Oh,
Don't be surprised if Bruno Will goes on to hards. We've seen Bruno Will go for the harder tire compounds this season quite often, and I think he'll do that again today as Tommy Reels on the back of Matty. Matty's not got the DRS of the car in front of him, which is Jamham. Tommy Reels not able to make a move just yet though, but Matt locks up into turn 1. Tommy Reel can get a good switch back line. Is he gonna go for a move into turn 4? It doesn't look like it. He's not using any overtake. No, he will not go for a move into turn 4.
Very chill race at the moment here in Brazil. Nothing really happening. We're waiting for the pit stops, I think, Ram, to really shake things up.
Yeah, definitely. The fight between Eke, Jamam and DJ Danny is quite interesting though, because that will determine who gets out on those fresh softs in the lead of those three at the end of the race. And the guy in the lead of these three drivers will be the one to capitalize most on that situation. Serrat is struggling a bit though, Maldi.
He's keeping that DRS. He is keeping that DRS, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, but he's struggling to keep that DRS at the moment. Struggling to cling on, but he's back in A10s, and we've got some side-by-side action here. At the back, Tommy Rio and Matt going side-by-side, and Tommy's got the move done here, Maldi. And Matt is looking to get back on Tommy Reels, going round the outside. No, he's not. Doesn't have big enough balls to go for a move round the outside there. Probably would spin, to be fair, so I don't blame him.
Anyway, Z-Tex MP2. That's his hot weather, it's making him very giggling.
Sarah now A10 spine Z-Tex, so he's still in that DRS. He might, if I was Sarah, I'd go for a bit of an undercut maybe. Just to try to get out in front and to make sure you definitely.
Oh, and he's done that. He's read your mind, bro. He's read your mind. He's in the pit lane.
Yes. Let's see where Serrat comes out. He's going onto the hard tires, so he'll be going to the end of the race on those tires. Maddie, he's being held. Oh no, that's just a lag.
That was glitch in the game, not lag. And he's gonna have a lot clearer as well.
Thijs has caught up to the back of Kaiki, and he's got past him with a sweeping move round the outside.
I wouldn't say he's bad, but he's just not having a very good race here today. He's struggling. It looks like he's struggling for pace at the moment.
Yeah, he's not on the pace at the moment, as I was.
Same with Matty as well. I think Kaiki and Matty are on the same pace.
Oh, and CTX has lost a lot of time.
Oh no, what's happened there?
He's 2 seconds behind Maldi. Has he got a puncture? No, he's not, but he's struggling though.
I think he's just lost. He's probably just lost the back end, and
yeah. And none of the leaders have responded to Serrat's early stop, so Serrat can go on another lap. Kevin has indeed, in the pit lane. As has Tommy Reel. They're all boxing, probably going onto the hard compound tires. Kevin is, and Tommy Reel will be going on to hard as well. Back to the front then, Bruno and ZTX are still going at it, and they're deploying most of their battery. I expect them to pit either. Nah, actually I wouldn't be surprised if either Bruno or ZTX pits on lap 15, so they've still got 2.5 laps to go before pitting. If they want to box lap 15, they can go onto mediums there. From lap 14 or earlier, it's going to be tough to make those mediums go to the end of the race. Let's see what the leaders do right now. Bruno Wheel is coming onto the straight. Will he pit? No, he won't. Will ZTX pit? No, he won't. They're going on for another lap, and this is just playing into Serrat's hands here. He's got a big advantage now. He's got DRS on Mercury as well. Is he going to dispose of him quickly? I think he will, to be honest. Not on this straight, but probably on the next one.
Right, DRS, Serrat's going to gain him a few tenths down the straight, at least.
And Mercury already a pit stop behind. Not a good race from him today. Of course, he had that lap 1 incident.
I really don't know what happened. Yeah, we don't know.
I haven't seen him make contact.
I ain't got a clue what happened there, Bram. I honestly ain't got a clue. Like, we were so fixated on Jorgen across the circuit and clipping a Volvo and Dan Boss, but we didn't see what happened to Mercury. I'm baffled.
Yeah, that was a bit of a crazy moment there.
Then with Joel as well. Joel
Very much like
just,
real life in 2009.
yeah, literally.
And we know what happened in 2009. I think it was Paul Di Resta and Adrian Schutel having a fight,
Are you alright,
or
Bram?
almost a fight. Yeah, they did.
Adrian Sutil and Paul Di Resta in 2009. Are you alright? Are you feeling
It was
alright?
definitely Adrian Schutel, defo.
Yeah, Sutil hit
Maybe-
Truly in 2009.
Oh, it was truly, yeah. Well,
Paul Di
yeah.
Resta.
And the leaders are going on for yeah, Paul Di Resta's quite
Paul
young.
Di Resta. Anyway, so that's P10 now. The leader is 19.7 seconds.
Oh, 19 is not a lot. I expect the leaders to go to exit the pits behind Sarah then.
Oh, that's going to
Let's
give us.
have a look
That's
at
going to
the
give us a
ERS
great race, then, Bram.
situation. Yeah, definitely. Sarah's still very high on ERS, even though he's gone
And
for an
C-Tex is
undercut,
in the
and he has
pits.
saved some ERS. Bruno has gone on for another lap. Z-Tex
This
is
is him.
in the pits. VZ is in the pits as well. Let's see what tires they go on. Oh, Z-Tex is on mediums. VZ is on mediums. And I
Let's
think
see
Bruno
where Gerard is. Going down turn 1. Estor Senna.
and he's
This is really
ahead
close.
of Z-Tex, but not by a lot, Maldi. The gap is 1.5 seconds. I expect Z-Tex to make
So,
that
are we
gap.
guessing that Gerard is going to jump?
No, because Z-Tex was 2.7 behind Bruno, and he's only 1.5 behind Sirat. So unless Sirat has a stonker of an outlap, I don't. Yeah, stonker of a lap, and Bruno has a very bad in lap. He would jump in, but I don't think he will.
Well,
Let's have a
we're
look
about to find out because
Where
Bruno's in
Bruno
the
will
pit lane.
exit. He's into the pits right now. He pushes it on pit entry. He's sending the car into the pits. Absolutely flying through there. And I got a 5-second penalty at Brazil last season for flying the car into the pits. So that
Yeah, try not to
worked
do
out
that.
well for me. But of course Bruno might be a bit better than me. So Bruno will exiting the pits then. It's not
Gerard's
very
around the
close.
first corner.
Oh, it actually is. It's gonna be quite close. So it's gonna have gained the net position on Z-Tex, but he's not in front of Bruno Will. Bruno Will has maintained the net lead of the race.
Has
And now it's
Z-Tex caught closed the gap
And
to
Vizi and
Bruno?
Kevin are going side by side, Madi. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
And
running
Vizi
outside.
is just gone around the outside of Kevin there, Madi. What a beautiful move from the Brazilian driver. He's up into P9.
Linda.
Yeah, absolutely named.
Anyway, as I was saying, it looks like Z-Tex has actually closed in on Bruno Will.
Yeah, that's an undercut coming in very handy for him there. He's gained a lot of time on Bruno Will on his outlap, but Serrat has dropped out of Bruno Will's DRS, Maldi, and that's gonna give Z-Tex an opportunity to go for a move on Serrat. He's going down the inside. Serrat's not defending very harshly, and that is Z-Tex up into P7 and up into net P2. Bruno Will has also disposed of Kaiki.
Matty's P4, Jamham is P3. Now he's on the back of these battling Jamham, Eke, and Danny.
Oh, and Eke gets a bit of oversteer moment through the fast right-hander, but he manages to keep it going. He's still in a good position. He's got that 3-second time penalty, which is not very good, but I think he'll be able to get that removed because he did get pushed onto off the track on the straight. So if we discount that 3-second time penalty, he's looking very nice indeed.
I really don't think Mercury's enjoying this race. I don't know if you can see, but shocking race.
Kaiki's not making it difficult for ZTEX. He's signaling ZTEX to go down the inside, and ZTEX will. And it's P6 for
Bruno
ZTEX,
Will
and he's now put the
just
car.
so good at executing it matters. You know, he had.
Oh, and Bruno Will's behind Matt.
Oh, here we go.
We've seen
Oh
that
no.
happen in the closing stages of last season.
Yeah.
Matt's definitely not making it easy.
Well, he didn't make it easy at Abu Dhabi last season, either, as we saw.
Yeah, that wasn't just not making it easy. That was
I mean, that was
absolutely. Yeah, it was some shambles.
That was
from
diabolical last season.
That was diabolical. Absolute dire.
Anyway, Danny leads the Brazilian Grand Prix.
And Bruno Will is only 2 seconds behind Danny, Eke and Jamam, so they're gonna have to make up a shit ton of time.
Ram, you can't swear. This is, you know, public broadcast.
Public broadcast. But still, Eke is going for a move
I
on
want
Danny.
to know.
I think yes, he is. Madi Eke is going for a move on Danny. He's going down the inside.
Oh, but Danny, we know he's the wall of STB. But now,
And Eke gets a move done. Danny might come back at him though into turn 4. I don't think he will, and he does not.
Jam has not got very good pace around this circuit.
Nah, Madi, I think Jamham is racing without line for the first time
Oh, okay.
this season, so that might be why.
Oh.
Etex has now caught up to JRT Matty. And I expect DJ Danny, Eke and Jamham to be pitting either this or next lap, Madi. To maximize the stint on those fresh softs, because those softs will be fresh, so they can go a lap or two longer in the race. Let's have a look then. If Eke decides to go into the pits. No, he doesn't.
He's picked up penalty. Danny's
yes,
him.
he does. As does Jamham.
Danny's got what? Danny's wanting to go 16 laps on. I'm not sure about that.
To be honest, I don't blame him.
Right, softs then for Danny. He's going to be rapid on that next stint. Matt's in as well.
Jamham's been held. But he's still just behind Danny. Is Schulteis gonna split Danny? And it's gonna be close on pit exit, Maldi. And yes, he does. He is behind DJ Danny, but he is in front of Jamam. He split the two drivers. That is a massive swing in Danny's favor for that reverse strategy leadership right there. Let's see what Eke can do. I expect Eke to exit quite far behind Danny and Jamham, Maldi, because those fresh softs are absolutely rapido, as the Brazilians will be saying. Eke goes into the pits. And he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, Maldi. That is very unfortunate.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Let's go on board then with Jamam. He's looking to make a move on Schulteis. He's got a lot of closing speed. He's using that battery. Schulteis doesn't defend the position. They're close on the straight. Jamam sends it down the inside. They're still side by side. Schulteis goes for a bit of a switchback. But Jamam gets the move done. Let's have a look where Eke exits the pits. Is he gonna split DJ Danny and Jamam? No, he is not. Yes, he is. He's right up the back of Danny, and he's had a very good in-lap, Maddie. He's now going fresher softs.
Sorry, I'm just trying to take this all in. This is a great battle for P6.
Yeah, and they'll be closing up rapidly to Kevin, VZ. It'll be tough to go for that podium, but they're looking good for P4 if they can keep this pace up. Eke has just done a masterful strategy, but he has picked up that 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, so that's unfortunate, and that would drop him down to around P12, I believe, or P11. That's not good. At the front though, the gaps are quite big. Bruno Will and ZTEX are separated. by 3 seconds. Serrat and Ztex are separated by 2. Eke and Danny are going side by side. And Danny is not repeating what he did at Brazil last season, which is forgetting to brake into turn 1 and taking 2 drivers with him. So far he hasn't done that. He has made contact with Tommy Riehl, I believe. But apart from that, he's kept it clean. Speaking of Tommy Riehl, Matty's disposing quickly of him. Tommy Riehl is now down into P11 and he's not had a good race.
Yeah, Tommy Riehl. He was going. He was trying to make a move, wasn't he, into the first corner. But
Yeah, I think so.
It just didn't. It just didn't work for him, unfortunately.
AK seems to really have the pace here. He's now driving away from DJ Danny. The gap is now 7/10, and he's just got that extra grip in the car, got that extra confidence. The gap is now 7.5 tenths, and at this rate, it's gonna be tough for DJ Danny to stay in that DRS. AK has caught up 1.5 seconds to Kevin on the last lap alone. Who's the fastest lap holder? Is it still Bruno Will, even though these guys are on fresh soft?
I don't know. Bruno was in a class of his own at Brazil, so
Yes.
no
Bruno
messing
Will
about from
still
Bruno Will
holds the
this
fastest
weekend.
lap. And Kaiki has picked up his second track limits penalty. As has Mercury now. Okay, he's now only 1.7 seconds behind Kevin.
To be fair to
will
Mercury, he's
be-
not that far down. To be honest, he's not that far
Well, and
away
Eke's
from
made a
drivers.
mistake. Eke's made a mistake. It's gonna put Danny right up the back of him. No,
Right
it
back in
isn't.
the
It's not
DRS.
a massive mistake. Eke's gonna be within striking distance, as we like to say, in or around the next lap. The gap is now 1.4, and I expect the move to be very easy indeed for Eke.
Clouds are starting to gather, Bram.
Yeah, of course, there's always a threat of rain at Brazil. It's a very rainy country.
My frame rate gone really down in our view.
Ooh, that's a bit of an issue. Eke is running low on ERS as well, but he is within that DRS of BGR Kevin. He's hovering in and out of that DRS. I think he'll be looking to make a move into turn 4, and it's getting really overcast now, Madi. You're right.
Yeah.
It's getting quite cloudy
The race
indeed.
started, sunny, so I don't really understand. No.
That will be an interesting one. Rain at the end. That would be quite interesting. Actually, no, it wouldn't. The field is quite spread out.
Yeah, it's quite spread out now, but obviously it's the gap. I think we could have some late race rain.
Yeah, we could do with some late
This
race
is
rain.
why we need the perfect weather forecast next game for the spectators. Just so
Exactly.
we know what's coming.
Exactly, Madi. I agree. That would be quite a good one. There will be a lot of features which will be implemented into the next game, which will be very impactful on the league racing scene, such as safety car probability and that perfect weather forecast we were talking about. So I'm looking forward to racing on the next game with those new features. It'll make it that much more enjoyable. Speaking of enjoyable, Eke is probably enjoying himself off the back of Kevin. He's gonna go for a move into turn 1, I think. He's deploying that battery. Kevin is not. He's going around the outside of him.
Round the outside, so he's like P number 5 for Eke. There you go. Next up for him is VC. Up is 2.4 seconds.
Yeah, 2.4 seconds behind Eke and VZ now. If Danny, actually, if Eke maybe can get rid of his penalty, he could be in a good position to finish P6 in the championship, Maldi.
Season.
But Danny is the one to be making big moves for that P6 at the moment. He is in a net P6, funnily enough.
But to be fair though, Bram, Matt is going to bring it in Abu because he's very good in Abu Dhabi, so he's going to bring it for the rest of the season. So I'm here for the championship in terms of who's going to get that top midfield position.
Yeah, Madi, the best of the rest does seem to be P6 in STB Tier 1 at the moment. Danny's going for a move on Kevin now. Kevin has that DRS, but he's not using a lot of ERS. Danny sends it down the inside. It's going for a late move. Kevin is having none of it and he keeps it around the outside. They make a bit of contact into turn 2. Through the Sina del Lago they go. Now Danny's going to go side by side with Kevin into turn 4. And Kevin is once again having none of it and he defends harshly. I think there was a bit of contact, but Kevin stays ahead of Danny. And this is all playing into Eke's hands, Madi. Eke is now 2.1 seconds.
I just want to know, Bram, if the rain's going to come. That's all I care about. You know, because if it rains today, there's less chance of it raining tomorrow.
That's how we roll in STB. And that actually tends to be the case as well, so not even wrong either. Let's have a look then at that battle for P6 in the championship. Seven points separate P6 and P11 in the championship, so it's very close around there at the moment. Hamjam is now in P6 if I'm correct, yes, but he will get overtaken by all the drivers. So it's going to be a fight between those 4 drivers in GRT Matty, LRS Mercury, RCX Fanco, DJ Danny, and yeah, maybe even Eke, but he is 4 points behind, so he's going to have a big swing in his favor today if he wants to compete for that P6. He's looking on for that big swing, to be honest. He's now in P5 and is catching up to Vizzy quite rapidly. So if he could get that P4 today, he could be in prime position to finish P6. Then we've of course got Danny, who is also in a good position. Matty, who is not in such a good position. He's in P10, picking up just the 1 point at the moment. LRS Mercury is also in that fight, but he's outside the points.
Yeah, Matt is just not at the pace today. He's not it.
And the last driver in that fight is RCX Stefanko, but he is not racing today, so he can't get any points.
He'll
today,
be back
so
next week in Abu. So,
Muddy, who are you expecting to finish P6 in this championship?
To be honest, I don't know the gaps, Bram, so I'll have to answer that question next week in Abu.
Okay. I'm thinking.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm thinking. Eke.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, and Tommy is going around the outside of Mercury. Mercury's having none of it. He squeezes him off track.
Having none of it.
And that might be one for the stewards to investigate. No room left by Mercury. Of course, he's a steward himself, so knowing the stewarding standards, he won't give himself a penalty. But yeah, Eke's getting closer to Vizzy.
Okay, now he attempts to gap then. Let's see overtake mode. So shady. Overtake.
And I think Vizzy's got quite a big advantage on the ERS side of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Eke is
40%.
sitting at 20 and Vizzy's in the mid 40s, so yes, Vizzy has got an advantage. Eke's managed to pull a gap on Kevin though, who has been fighting with Danny.
Yeah, Danny needs to get a move on.
He's not had the best of pace on those soft tires.
Who, Danny or Eke?
Danny. Eke has seemed by far the quickest of Danny, Eke and Jamham on those softs. He's pulled a massive gap.
Definitely. Jamham, I know you said he's using no line, but he's not banged it today. He's not on it. He's not, he's just done bad. Well, that's the way it is.
Yeah, Muddy, the race he's had today is not up to his usual
Very
standards.
uncharacteristic race from Japan today. But okay, they had 1.1 seconds. Here we go.
Then he's looking to go for that move on Kevin. Kevin now outside of that DRS of Eke. Then he saved up some ERS. I think he'll go for it into turn 1. And he
On the
will.
inside.
Kevin goes for a bit of a switchback though. Kevin's looking for that DRS through the Sina do Lago. They go. Kevin runs a bit wide. Then he's out of ERS and Kevin's going right back at him. Then he blocks him off and they make contact.
What happened there?
I think that move was just too late from Danny.
Oh, DJ Danny.
Once again, by fault of his own, in my
He
opinion.
was in such a great position as well. He was getting P6 in this race.
Yeah, he was gonna get P5, I think, actually, because Eke has got some big penalties. So he was on for P5, but he's not anymore.
So unfortunate. I bet he's fuming in the party right now. Yeah, Brown, that's not what he wanted. But Eke's back. The gap now 1 second. He's just trying to, get past the McLaren here.
And Mercury's now up into the points due to DJ Danny pitting.
He's got past Tom Reed as well.
Tomira and Mercury are having a ding-dong battle. And
What happened to Kaiki?
I think he probably had spun or had damage because he's not in a great position at the moment. He's about to get lapped by Bruno Wheel. But Eke is fighting to get into that DRS of VZ. He's looking to go for a move in the late stages of this race. Kaiki's out of the race. He's retired in the pits. He doesn't want to get lapped. And to be honest, I agree with him.
Yeah,
Eke is now in that DRS, but I think Vizzy has got a lot more straight line seat as ZTX picks up a penalty. But I think Serrat is not close enough to capitalize on that penalty by ZTX. Vizzy's gone wide, he's made a mistake, Madi, and Eke is all over him now. Vizzy's showing little signs of cracking under pressure.
Sun is coming back out as well, Bram. Sun's coming back out. Looks like there's going to be no rain. Eke's had a very bad turn in there. So, like the dirty air is really affecting him here.
Ooh, and they're going side by side at the back. Jamam's got past Kevin Madi.
Then he's going to size up his move then on the back of the McLaren. He's got 2 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. Bram, do you think he's going to get the position on circuit?
I think he will, Mad. He's got that DRS. He's managed to save a bit of ERS and Mercury picks up yet another penalty. And I think he'll be going for it on the last lap, Madi.
We're about to find out. DRS is enabled for the racing point. Oh, there's some batting going on at the back here. We've got Jules also with Kevin. He's got the overtake done up in the P6.
And Jules coming out of nowhere, Madi. He was at the back for the whole race. How has he managed that?
P6 for Jules.
He's up into P6.
He's had great pace here.
Yeah, he was around the same position as Mercury after lap 1, but that's the difference in driving between those two. Mercury still in P10 and Jules all the way up into P6. Great recovery race from him, Madi.
Sorry, Bram. Eke is back in that overtake mode now. He's back in the DRS. Final chance now for Eke.
Gonna have to go for the up into P4, turn 4, I believe, Madi. Or he's gonna have to absolutely send it on the way to the line, and it'll be a photo finish if that's the case. Let's see what Eke does. He deploys all his ERS. DRS
Here
as
we
well.
go,
He's
he's
going
coming
down
through.
the inside.
Oh,
They make contact and they're both
collided.
off!
They're both collided. Joel's going to come through to get P4.
Oh, and such a dramatic ending, Madi. And that Eke's hopes of finishing P4 and P6 in the championships and P4 in this race have gone up in smoke. But we've got to look to the P1. Bruno Wheel then comes across the line to win his 8th race of the season, if I'm correct.
Tex finishes the race in style. P2 for him. Third's going to be Sierra Rat. He's going to hit Z-Tex. But the surprise of the race, Bram, is Jordas. He's going to come through to be P4. Don't know what's going to happen with that penalty. Kevin's going to be P4, and crazy. Crazy scenes at down the pitch track, Bram.
And Eke is
crazy scenes down the pitch track. Oh,
without
God,
a front wing.
Oh, wow, there you go. Crazy scenes down the straight, but...
And we've got a bit of a interesting park for a car park.
That just
bit
sums
unusual.
Up... Oh, Daniel, you hear me? That sums up, Bram, the Brazilian Grand Prix here. A disaster for many drivers in Brazil. CNK for an collision, but yeah, all the drivers are parked up in style in Brazil, and that concludes the Grande Premio do Brasil of STB Tier 1. Just your driver of the day, but I would say, Bram, got to go to Joel. Joel's got to be driver of the day today.
I agree. I definitely agree, Maddie. He had
great performance.
Such a good recovery race there.
Great performance.
And he just showed the two teammates, Mercury and Schulteis. He just showed that there was such a big pace difference between Mercury and Schulteis. Jules managing to get all the way back up into P6 in the end because of that penalty, but P4 on track, and Mercury just staying behind, keeping behind, almost, I think, around on average half a second a lap slower than Schulteis, and not a good pace for Mercury today. I agree with your driver of the day. Mine also goes to Schulteis.
First then is Bruno Will, your race winner for the Brazilian Grand Prix of season 18. Second, ESR Z-Tex, he gets off to a good start in the league. Third, Just Surratt. Fourth, Kevin. Fifth, Jamham. Sixth, Joel. We'll see what happens with that penalty, if it, it could have been by mistake. Seventh, VC. I think they'll both be the stewards after the race. Eighth, Team Matty. Ninth, Tommy. 10th, LRS Mercury. 11th, DJ Danny. The non-finishers were Eke, Kaiki, Zazinjo Volvo, and BGR Dan Salza. That is your Brazilian Grand Prix, Bram. Miserations to Eke and VC. They looked like they had a great battle, but it just looked like they collided into each other, trying to, defend that position as hard as they could. And it just didn't, fuming. Absolutely fuming. Eke must be absolutely fuming in that cockpit, but, So then, Bram, I think we're going to get any podium interviews. I don't know if Z-Tex can speak. We'll get in the party anyway, quickly. While we're ending the proceedings here, Bram, have you got any words of respect for SLR Kian?
Yeah, rest in peace. First of all, it's terrible news today that he's passed away. He was a big part of the league racing community, and this race definitely was in dedication of him. Best wishes from me go out to his family and his friends. And yeah, just all my condolences go out to the people he was with, and also to SLR League, who've had a big loss today.
Thank you, Bram. Okay, Z-Tex, if you like include your audio, going to give you a quick interview and then we'll wrap things up for Brazil.
Yep, sound.
Hello. So Z-Tex, in the opening stages, sorry, you had a very good sort of battle with Bruno, but yeah, that kind of like that battle kind of diminished. What was the problem here today? Was it just outright pace, strategy? What do you think it came down to today?
Yeah, at the start I used like 50% of overtakes to see if I could maybe get a gap, get them out of my DRS, but the VST like kind of like ruined it, and I wasn't quick enough to do that. And then I just let Bruno pass to try and recover my 50%, and then I was facing like 90 degrees like to the right out of one of the corners, and I lost like 7 tenths and just was out of the DRS then. And then Bruno was like 2 tenths faster a lap than me, 2 tenths a lap faster than me. It was just really fast, and he was just way faster than me, to be honest. So yeah.
Okay, well, P2 is still a great result, and well done on that here in Brazil this evening.
Thank you. Hopefully next track will be better. Is it Abu Dhabi?
Yes, finale
Yes,
Abu Dhabi.
it
Yes,
is.
that track that you enjoy? Are you looking forward to Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, I love Abu Dhabi. I definitely think I'll be more competitive there. So
we'll hope to see you in good action in Abu next week then.
cheers.
Thank you. Right then, Bram, thank you for joining me in the commentary box here this evening for the Grande Premio do Brasil of season 18, tier 1, sorry.